Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about the ideal introduction, how to use it, everything, and also we have seen about the data types. So how many data types we have, guys? We have three different data types. One is integer, one is float, and one is string. Integer is nothing but what is the meaning of integer? Integer is nothing but any whole number, and float means nothing but decimal values, and string means nothing but in between the quotes. So keep my points very clearly. In between the quotes, anything we write that becomes as string. So till there we have seen very clearly. For example, let me go inside and let me write here. Okay, I created a folder. So this is yesterday's file. Yes or no? So yesterday I have opened the file and I have worked in this file. Let me open the same file. Let me open the same file. If I just double click on it, it will open. Today I will give the access also. Don't worry about it. Okay, now see yesterday's work, whatever I have done, clearly it is mentioned like that only. So tell me guys what I have to do, as the first step. So I will open the file. Once I open the file, existing file or any new file. So if you want to open a new file, you will open the new file. Or if there is any existing file, you will open the existing file. So once open the file, the first thing what you have to do, tell me. First thing what you have to do, you just need to click on connect. You need to connect with the server. Google server. So automatically it will be connecting with the CPU, and in that CPU you will be having the Python. And you see yesterday we have written integer, and yesterday we have written float, and also we have written the string. In between the quotes, anything you write, it becomes a string, as I told you. And if you write directly, it won't accept. You see yesterday I told you very clearly, right? Oh, either you need to use integer, or either you need to use float, or either you need to use string. That's it. So if you want to use like whatever you want, it is not possible. So, and I already told you what is the meaning of syntax also. Syntax means the rule the user need to follow when he want to learn Python. I'm telling you. Let's say for example, you are the person. Okay, you are the person, and you are going to learn Python. Every concept will be having some rules. Definitely, for every concept, suppose in Python, if we have 32 or 30 concepts, we need to follow 30 rules. Every concept, one rule. Every concept will be having one particular rule. So here, this is not integer, this is not float, and this is not string. So you are not following any rule. That's why Python, when the ideally gives your input to the Python, Python will be throwing you an error. Okay, all these operations will be done by the ideally. It will take input from you, whatever you are writing as an input. It is an input from you. It will give to the Python. Python will give the reply, and you can see it here. Very simple logic. And now what I'm going to do is we are going to learn about the most important concept. You need to be very focused. That is variables. Let me open the file. Okay. Let me drag it and keep it here. So yesterday we discussed about the data types. Now today I will continue from here itself. Let me keep a line on it. Okay. Now here I'm going to do one thing. What is that one? That is nothing but variables. Okay. Variables. So I already told you guys yesterday. Let's say if you write the data types directly like this, if you write the data types like this, it's no use. Why? Because if there is no internet, there is no Wi-Fi, if there is no hotspot, nothing, you can't watch the movie in the online. But when you download the movie into your laptop, it is saved in your hard disk. Okay. So anything like if you see whatever the files that you have in your laptop, whatever the files that you have in your laptop, let's say in the desktop or in the downloads, anything, any file, anything that is saved in the hard disk, without saving in the hard disk, you can't access. Everything will save in the hard disk. For example, in your mobile phone, everything will save in the memory. Previously, long back, we used to have our 2 GB memory card, 3 GB memory cards like that. But in nowadays, every mobile we are getting inbuilt memory card, inbuilt memory. So it is a place where all the things will be saving. So now what I'm saying is, if you write the values like this directly without saving anywhere, how can you use it later? So for example, after half an hour or after 1 hour, I just want to use this value 45.55 value I want to use. So it is not saved in anything. It is not saved. So I can't use this value because you are writing directly. So this is the normally data types are integer, float and string. But if you want to save, we need to use variables. So what is the purpose of using? See, I'm writing the text. If you see, I'm opening the box, text box, and I want to write the text, some theory here. I will just increase the size. Okay, screen size. See, variables. Okay, variables. What is the purpose of using variables? What is the purpose of using variables? So clearly I will write the text here. Variables are used to variables are used to save the data type. Listen very carefully. Variables are used to save the data types. It might be, see, it might be integer, or it might be float, or it might be string, anything. It is used to save the data type into the memory. Into the memory. So this is the purpose of using variables. Let's say, for example, come here and listen very carefully. Suppose if I write the values directly like this, if I write the value 12 directly like this, there is no use because you are nowhere you are saving this one. Nowhere you are saving. Okay, it's like watching the movie in online. So it's not in your hands. If the internet gone, nothing. You can't watch the movie in the online. Okay, so we need to save. We need to say how the hard disk looks like. I think most of the people are aware of it. Or system hard disk, how it looks like. So this is the hard disk. I think everyone knows. Every laptop, every computer will be having the hard disk. It's like a pen drive. Okay, our operating system. See, our Windows operating system, our files in the desktop, downloads, C drive, D drive, anything will be saving in the hard disk only. Everything will be available in the hard disk only. So this is the memory. This is the memory generally. Okay. Now come here. What I'm going to tell is directly if we write the data types, it's not so good. We can't use it later. We need to save the data type. Where we need to save? So to save the data type, we are going to use a concept known as an variables. The purpose of using variables is to save the data types. How to write the logic? See, what I'm going to do is very, very simple. Very, very simple. I am going to write 12. Okay, it is an integer. We know that. 12 where you want to save? I will do one thing. I am going to write like this equal to. And I am going to write A. I am going to write A. I am going to write, I am just writing like A equal to 12. What is the meaning of this, sir? What is the meaning of this? See, very clearly I will tell you. Here equal to is there, no? What is the meaning of equal to? Equal to means it is an operator. It is an operator generally, like a plus, minus, multiplication, division. In that way, equal to is one of the operator. What equal to will do? What equal to will do? Equal to will take. See, focus only on the right side. I'm telling you. Equal to will take the right side data type and will save in the left side variable. So now A is a variable. A is a variable. And what is the 12? 12 is integer. In a simple way, if I want to say, this is you. For example, this is me. 12 is me. A is my family name. A is my family name. Very simple. Okay. So for example, my name is Kamal. Suppose my family name is Sumi something, Sumi something. Any name I'm taking, surname. So let's say If anybody calls Sumi, I will respond. Why? Because Sumi is my family name. It's my surname. Okay. So this is the meaning. Like what I'm trying to say is, imagine 12 is you, A is a variable. It's like a family name. If anyone calls A, 12 will come. So if anybody calls you with your surname, you will respond. In the same way, if anybody calls A, 12 will respond. 12 will respond. Sir, is this what it is happening? No, not only this. Not only this. Guys, anyone explain me what is the difference between temporary memory and the permanent memory in the computer? Anyone of you? What is it?
RAM is a temporary memory.
It will last soon, sir.
Mhm.
If we switch off the system.
RAM is a temporary memory. ROM is a permanent.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. So let's say I will tell you the operation, how exactly the system works, how exactly the laptop or the computer or anything, how they will work. I will be telling you very clearly here. So for example, just imagine, I'm just going to, uh, I want to play this video. I want to play this video. What I will do, I will double click on the video. I will double click on the video will come. So what happens generally, the video will come. So, and the video will play completely. The video will be playing till the end. Okay, the video will be playing till the end. Simple. My point is, when you are double clicking, see, when you double click on this video, the video is playing. But what operations are doing on the back end? So, on the back side, without knowing your knowledge. So, without knowing your knowledge, so what operations that is going to happen? So let me tell you very clearly about it. So for the people who knows, fine. Who don't know, please note it down. Imagine this is my laptop. Imagine this is my laptop. So imagine this is CPU. Okay. This is hard disk. And here is the big boss RAM. Okay. So, and everything will be settled on the motherboard. So on top of motherboard, everything will be settled. So let's say this is CPU, Central Processing Unit. This is what is like hard disk, which is hard disk, which is known as an permanent memory. Okay, and next one, whatever the bar you are seeing, I'm going to take it as a RAM. Okay, RAM, which is known as an temporary memory. We call them as temporary memory. Temporary memory. So what is the relation with these things? Like how they will work? I will tell you very clearly. So the point here is, imagine here is the user. Okay, here is the user. So if the user want to open, see, if the user want to play a movie, like how I played a video just now, what I will do, I will double click on the video. Once you double click on the video, that request will be given to the RAM. Okay, so directly if you're double clicking, the video is coming here, fine. If you're double clicking, the video is coming, that is very good. Within nanoseconds, we are getting the video. But what operation that is happening on the back end? So let me explain you here. If you double click on the video, that request will be given to the RAM. What RAM will do? RAM will go to the CPU. RAM will go to the CPU and ask the CPU permission. Because final big boss is, so he's like a father, like CPU is the final thing, he's the processor, no? So whatever my request will be given to the RAM will take my request to the CPU. What CPU will tell? Okay, I will give the permission, but what CPU will tell to the RAM. Okay, I will give the permission to play the video for the user, but please check that video is there or not in the memory. RAM will go to the memory in the hard disk. Okay, it will go to the hard disk. In the hard disk, it will check. In the hard disk, completely it will check the movie is there or not. So in that particular disk is there, no, which I have shown just now, which I have shown just now. This one. So in this hard disk, that movie is there or not. So it will check completely. It will check that particular memory. Yes, if the movie is there means what happens? If the movie is there means very simple, you will get the replay. If the movie is there, yes, RAM will take the movie and it will show the movie in front, that video in front of you. So this much operation is going on the backend. Your request will give it to the RAM. RAM will ask the CPU. CPU will tell to verify in the hard disk, in the memory it is there or not. So again the RAM will go to the memory. It will check in the memory if the movie is there or if the video is available in the hard disk properly. RAM will take that particular video and it will show in front of you. This request given by the RAM. This is CPU. RAM will go to the memory. It will check if it is there means yes. RAM will take confirmation. RAM will show you the video. So this is the process. This is the general process that happens on the backend. My question is, so how this is helping us, sir? How this is helping us? So let's say, for example, see, I am opening the notepad. Suppose see here, let me remove these drawings. I am opening the notepad. So in the notepad, I am writing some information like India is very very good country. Some story I am writing here in the notepad. Some story I am writing. So whatever the C, if you write I, doesn't matter if you are writing India is very good or if you are writing a single character or a single word. My point here is, what if you write a single character or entire word or entire paragraph, anything, you are the user. So now I am the user. As a user, I am writing some text here. As a user, I am writing some text. I'm writing some text. My text will be on top of the RAM. That's what I'm saying. Let's say, see, as a user, I'm writing something. Whatever I am writing will be recorded by the RAM first, will be given to the RAM. If you go to the file option, if you click on the save as, and if you save them, if you save the file, then only it will save in the hard disk. If you don't go to the file option, if you don't go, if you just don't save it, what happens? Whatever you have written, it is on top of the RAM. It is on top of the RAM. Now, if I just click on into, see what RAM is asking me. Whatever you have written, input is on top of the RAM. RAM is asking you, seriously, you want to delete it? Like, do you, or you don't want to save to the hard disk? No, I don't want. See, it is removed. So every operation you do will be holded in the RAM. So from the morning, like from in the morning, 7 o'clock, you open the laptop. Generally, I'll tell you one example. In the morning, 7 o'clock, you open the laptop. So after opening the laptop, okay, after opening the laptop, from the morning till the evening, whatever the work that you have done, let's say I will open notepad, I will write some stuff. Let's say I will download some movies or I will go to the internet and I will do some work. I will open the notepad, I will open the writing pads and I will write something for the students. Every operation will be on the RAM only. If you save, then only it will go to the hard disk, permanent memory. So, or else it will be on top of the RAM. When you go to the Windows option, when you click on the power button, when you shut down the laptop, what happens? On that particular day, whatever the work that you have done, on that particular day, whatever the work that you have done, temporarily which is on the RAM will be released, which is free. Okay, so from the morning till evening, I have done a lot of work. I am not saving anything permanently in the hard disk. I'm not going to the file option and not saving anything, but temporarily it is on the hard RAM. So while shutdowning the laptop, if you don't save it automatically the RAM will freeze it, like it will remove everything from its memory. But again, tomorrow morning, if you open the laptop, it will be very, very free. It will be very, very free. So that's why when you want to buy a laptop, they will ask you, like if you want to buy 2 GB memory card, or sorry, if you want to 2 GB RAM or 4 GB RAM, or you want 8 GB RAM, or you want 16 GB RAM, which one you want. So for that purpose, you can check it in the settings. Go to the settings. In the settings option, like go to the systems, go to the about. So here you can see how much RAM you have. So let's say, for example, if you have 4 GB RAM, from the morning 7 o'clock to evening 7 o'clock continuously, if I work, what it does, see, that is also one of the important, why the sizes are important. Capacity, like 4 GB RAM if you have, means it will hold only few work. I mean few amount of work only it can hold here. So it is capable of taking 20 inputs from the user, 20 activities it will do. It's like a mediator between the CPU and the hard disk and the user. Let's say if you have a 8 GB, it will take 40 inputs and it will do 40 operations. If you have 16 GB operation, more than 200 operations at a time you can do. So that's why if the RAM size increases, means you can do a lot of work. It's not about the speed. A lot of people will think it's a speed. Speed means what? Like I want to open everything. You see, I'm opening every app. Whatever the apps I have, every app I will open. Everything will work at a time because it's a 16 GB system. So definitely they will be working. No worries for that. But if you use the 4 GB RAM, all these things, like how many inputs I have given. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 inputs at a time I have given. If it is a 4 GB RAM, means it will become slow. The system becomes very, very slow because it can't take so many inputs. That is the purpose of RAM. So now why I am telling you this concept is, now come here. Just give me a minute. I will just close it. Come here. Let me remove it. Okay. Now see, whenever a user is writing a equal to 12, I told you 12 is an integer value. User is trying to save the integer value into a variable. So this, imagine this is integer. This is like a surname. Okay, I'm saving 12 into the a. So a is a variable, equal to is a operator, 12 is nothing but an integer. So is this, sir? No. Now this will save in the memory. See, imagine this is memory. Guys, tell me, permanent memory or temporary memory? Permanent memory or temporary memory? Anyone?
Yeah.
Sir, yes, on top of RAM. Programming languages, programming languages also completely uses temporary memory only, RAM. Imagine this box is RAM. Imagine this box is RAM. So whenever the user is writing, for example, let's say, so whenever the user is writing a equal to 2, and when you run it, I'm telling you. So for example, imagine I'm writing something like this. For example, I'm writing b is equal. I will tell you, sir, why you are writing only a. Sir, why you are writing only B? Why you are not writing Allu Arjun or anything? So I will tell you the guidelines also. I will tell you. Don't worry about it. As of now, I am writing B equal to 55. What is the meaning of this? Focus. See, this is not the greatness of the variable, not the greatness of the integer. I'm telling you. A lot of people will think this is because of the variable happening. No variable, no data type. There are silly concepts here. The most important hero in this line is the operator equal to. If I write b equal to 55, this b is the hero here. The b, what it will do, sorry, this equal to what it will do is it will take the right side operation. Remember my point. It won't take the left side and it won't give the right side. I'm telling you. So equal to will be taking the right side data type and it will give to the left side variable. That is the work done by equal to. What is in the left side? Left side we have integer. In the right side, what we have? We have the variable. Okay, Kamal, like 55 we are giving to B. So what happens? Not only giving the 55 to the B, it will save on the RAM. In the RAM, B is equals to 55. In the memory, I am saving. In the memory, I am saving the variable. So now see, when you see the previous concept, you see here directly you are writing integer. Where you are saving? Are you saving in the RAM? No. Are you saving in the hard disk? No. Nowhere you are saving. Nowhere you are saving these particular values. So then how can you say like, sir, definitely, I mean, I'm using this concept. It is saved in RAM or ROM or anywhere. No. So, but now if I write equal to b equal to 55, it will save in the memory, which means whenever you use the equal to will take right side operation and will give to left side. Whenever there is a variable, then only it is possible to save in the memory. That is also one of the important point. Whenever there is a variable, then only it is possible to save in the memory. Okay, so that is what I am going to say. Now what is the use, sir? For example, see, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to I'm going to take a value. See guys, I'm going to take a value 1200. After 5 minutes, imagine I'm telling you, after 5 minutes, I want to add 700 to the value 1200. So for example, 1200 is there. 1200 is there. So 1200 plus 700, how much? So we used to get 1900. Yes or no? We used to get 1900. So what I am saying is, see the logic I will tell you here, then you will get a clear idea. Come here. So what is there in that, sir? We can directly write, no, like what is there in that? Write 1200. Okay, 1200 plus, right, and I'm telling you, no need of giving the place. You can write like this: 1200 plus 700. 1200 plus 700. So you can write like this, but in my experience, it become a habit for me to give the space. If you want to give the space, you can give the space. If you don't want to give the space, there is no need of giving the space. It is completely your wish. Okay. But in the real time, in IT companies, you won't give the space, I'm telling you. But when I'm teaching, it's become an habit for me so that it looks very clear for the students. But in IT companies, you won't give the space. It is not your manager won't accept these kind of things. Okay, so let me write like this: 1200 plus 700. Oh, what will be the answer? So you can ask me like, what is the 1200 integer? What is 700 integer? A integer you are trying to add with another integer, which means the output will be 1900. So you are the user, you are writing input. This input will be given to the Python. What Python will do? Okay, 1200 integer, 700 integer, 1200 plus 700, how much? 1900. It will give the answer 1900. See, I told you, if you when you run the code, then only when you run the code, then only you will get the output. In a simple way, when you run the code, then only the input will be given to the Python will verify, then it will give the output. Without running this input, whatever you have written, it won't go to the Python. You need to run whatever you have written, you need to run it. How to run? Either you can use this button, which is here, play button, or else I can use shift plus enter. Now I'm using the shift plus enter. See, I'm running it. The input given to the Python is verifying, and Python has given the output for you. Python has given the output for you. Now I'm going to ask you one question. Now whatever the value that I got 1900, I want to add 200 to it. 1900 plus 200. I want to add 1900 plus 200. How can you use 200? Sorry, how can you use this 1900? You should not copy. Already 1200 plus 700, you got 1900. Done. Now I want to add 1900 plus 200. So what you will do, you will write 1900 plus you will write 200. So already here you are getting the result, no? So why can't you use that value? Why you are writing again? Because the result what you are getting, is not in the memory. So you can't use this. That is the biggest disadvantage. Now what I will do, I will use the variable. See, now I will use the variable. What I'm going to do, see here, I'm going to write, listen my things very clearly. I'm going to write A equal to 1200. A equal to 1200. Okay. So what happens, sir? If I write like this, what happens? I will write the box here. Imagine this is the memory. This is the RAM. Imagine this is the RAM, the box which I have written. This is the RAM, for example. Okay. So I am writing A equal to 12. I'm telling you, when you run, then only the code execution will be started. Without running, it won't start. And when you run, also you need to keep one thing in mind. Python, I'm telling you, Python is a line by line execution, which means, for example, if you write in 3 lines, for example, imagine you are writing 3 lines, first line, second line, third line. So in a simple way, if I want to say write 3 lines, for example, write 3 lines. I am writing line 1, I'm writing line 2, I'm writing line 3. So when you run, imagine all these 3 in one box. When you run the box, first line, after completing the first line, second line will come. After completing the second line, third line will come. So Python is a line by line execution that you need to keep in mind. And I will prove here also. See, as a user, what I'm doing, as a user, and I'm telling you, you need to make the connection. See, so this connection will be there, I'm telling you. So let me explain you here. A equal to 12 I'm writing. Okay. I'm writing, what I'm writing here is, I'm writing print A. I'm writing something like print A. Okay. I will tell you, sir, why you are writing print, why you are using the these symbols, everything I will tell you. Don't worry. So I'm writing A equal to 1200. I'm writing print A. Okay, done. What happens in these 2 lines? What happens in these 2 lines means, first of all, you are writing these 2 lines in this particular box. Yes or no? You are writing these 2 lines in this box. So whenever you start executing, when you start executing this box, these 2 lines will execute. I'm telling you, when you run this particular box, when you run the box, line by line execution will start. Imagine I'm running. See, imagine I'm running the box. When you run the box, in the box you have 2 lines. Line 1, line 2. You have 2 lines. So first line, what first line? You can't run a single line, I'm telling you. That is also very important. Sir, in this particular box, we have 2 lines. No, I want to run only one line. That is not possible. Okay, you have written the code in a cell. Inside the cell, you have 2 lines. When you run the cell, which means when you run the box, inside the box you have 2 lines. What first line is doing? First line request will be going to the Python. Okay, because the request will be sent to the Python. Python will verify. Okay, so that also you need to keep in mind. Okay, so Python is verifying. I'm not going to explain again and again. The request will be going to the Python. Python will verify and it will do the operation. Okay, so in the first line, what happens? A equal to 12. User is writing A equal to 12, which means 1200 is an integer. Integer you are going to give to the variable A. I told you, whenever you are writing the variable, this line will be saving in the memory. So A equal to 1200. Yes, in the RAM, now I have A equal to 1200. First line completed. When you have the variable, it will save in the memory. 1200 you are given to A. Now in the second line, what? You are writing print A. So print means what? Means like print is like a Xerox machine. It will print the outputs in front of you. There's, for example, if you take some content in a paper, if you carry a paper to the Xerox shop, and if you ask him print it, same content will come. So print means what? Means it is a function provided by the Python. It is a function provided by the Python. What this print will do is, what user is asking? User is asking print A. Immediately print, what it will do? Print will go to the memory. It will go to the memory. Inside the memory, it will check. User is asking to print the variable A. So it will check everywhere in the memory. It will check everywhere in the memory and it will see, yes, variable A is there. Variable A is holding what? It is holding the value 1200. So see, variable A is holding the value 1200. Fine. And 1200, what you are trying? You are trying to print. You are trying to print it. So the output will be 12. Okay, the logic you need to understand. First line, I am saving in the memory. Second line, print A. Print will go inside the memory. It will check. Yes, variable is there. Variable is holding 1200. So the 1200 print will take the 1200 and it will print in front of you. Print will take the 1200 and it will print in front of you. And you can ask me, when we are calling the A means why 1200 is coming. When you are calling this your surname, if anyone calling means why you are responding. Okay, that is the logic. That is the logic. So here I can comment line balance comment will be done. So first line will save in the memory. Second line calling from the memory. Two lines I'm writing. Two lines I'm writing. And one more point I'm going to tell you. See, two lines you are writing in a box. You are writing in a box. Point number one. In next point, only Python code will be considered. The spaces whatever I am giving, the comment whatever I am writing, it will be not at all considered by the Python. So for example, if you are writing a comment here, Python will neglect it, like you don't worry about it. You don't consider like a Python programming. And whenever the user is giving the space also, no problem. So Python won't keep anything in the brain. It will focus, it will be, it will be completely focusing on only two things. One is A is equals to 1200, print A, only two things, Python logic only two, other only two things. So now anyone, if they run this cell, like if I run this cell, in the cell I'm having only two lines, total three lines, line 1, line 2, line 3. Second line is empty. It's very free. So I'm having two lines. First line, what it will do, it will save in the memory. In the memory, in the RAM, A equal to 1200 will be there. Okay. And in the second line, what the user is doing, user is checking whether it is saved or not. So print will go inside the memory. It will check entire where there is yes, there is A is holding 1200. Print will take the 1200 and print in front of you. It will print in front of you. So see, I'm getting 1200. Why? Because first line will save in the memory. Second line will check in the memory. Yes, the variable A is there. It is holding 1200. So print will take the 1200, will print in front of you like a Xerox machine. Guys, understood this logic, all of you? Understood this logic?
Yes, sir.
So this is the basic connection. This is the basic things. How the difference between the variables and the data type. Now we'll go deep dive into it. A lot of things are there. Even more, we need to go in depth about the variables. Let's say, imagine I will write here three things. Like let's say, for example, let me do one thing. Okay. Imagine there is a box. Okay. Memory. Okay. It's a memory. Okay, fine. Which means RAM, I'm telling you. Don't think it's a permanent memory. It's a temporary memory. Imagine morning 7 o'clock to evening 7 o'clock, you are learning Python continuously. Like that, okay. Imagine it is not saving on the RAM, it is saving on the permanent memory. For example, whatever the when you do the Python programming, everything is saving on the permanent memory. Imagine, just imagine, morning 7 to evening 7 you are working. Half of the hard disk will be filled. In the next 3 to 4 days only, hard disk will be filled. Then how can you do the work? So that's why whatever the Python programming you are doing, it will be saving on the memory, which means RAM, temporary memory. Okay, chalo. Now one more thing I want to tell you. If the user write, for example, A equal to, I am writing 1350. I'm writing like this. See, when you see the line like this, immediately only single, okay, equal to, will take the right side one and it will give to the left side variable. And also variable is there, so it will save in the memory a equal to 1350. Yes, it is saved in the memory. First line completed. Line by line execution. First line completed. Okay. Next, in the second line, in the first line, I'm writing like this. In the second line, the user is writing print a. What is the meaning of that? User want to check what is there in a. So immediately what the immediately this will go inside the memory. See, the request will be going inside the, it will check, print will check whether a is there or not. Yes, variable a is there. Okay, variable a is there means variable a holding what? It is holding 1350. Print will take that 1350 and it will be giving the output 1350 in front of you. It will give the output 1350 in front of you. Third line, I'm going to write one thing. Third line, I'm going to write one thing. What I'm going to write is print. I'm going to write like this, type of a. I'm going to write type of a. So see, just I'm going to tell you one thing. I will remove this one. I will write like this. I will write like this. Type of a. I will write like this. Sir, why you are writing this type of a? What this type? Okay, a means a variable which is holding 1350. Till there, fine. But what is this type? Type means what is C? Type type is a function which is provided by the Python only. Python, in the Python software, these things will be there. So type, what it will do is, type will also go into the memory. Type also will go inside the memory. It will check whether the variable a is there or not. Okay, variable a is there. Variable a is there. Variable a is holding what? 1350. 1350 means what, guys? Integer only, no? Integer, no? So type of a. Variable a is holding what type? What data type? Integer. The result is what? Integer. But who need to print? So type is going inside the memory. It is checking what is a. So a is holding 1350. 1350 means integer. Fine. Till there, fine. But you need to print, no? You need to print the output. So I will write inside the print. What I will do? I will write inside the print. So till here, I know it is an integer. To print that, you need to keep in inside the print. So inside whatever you are going to get, the print will just print in front of you. It will print the output in front of you. I'm telling you. It will print the output in front of you. So here, what will be the output? Integer. Integer. Okay. So very simple. Print is nothing but printing in front of you. Your focus should be on inside. What is happening inside? Inside, I'm getting integer. So that integer print is printing in front of you. Very simple. Now implement that one. Implement that one. A is equals to, let's say 1350. 1350. Print a. And don't worry that I am giving the spaces. You can write very close like this, or you can give the spaces. No worries in that. Print a and print type of a. So what first line will do? First line will save in the memory. Second line falling from the memory. Third line checking the data type. Checking the data type of a variable instead of writing of variable.
Sir, one small doubt have, sir.
Yes.
Print later we are giving brackets for type and A also. Why we are giving two brackets, sir? Compulsory, sir?
I didn't understand your question. Come again.
Print later we are giving bracket for type A. There are also two
Separate.
closing brackets.
Yeah. Let's say, for example, I'll tell you here. First, you are writing type. Okay. You are writing type. So what you want to type will expect one input from you. Yes or no? If I simply write type like this, it won't give you anything. As a user, I want to find the type of variable a. Okay. If you're opening means you need to close. That is a basic thing. Type of a, clear till here? Type of a user want to find out the type of the variable a, what data type it is. Okay. You want to print. You want to print in front of you. So I'm keeping inside the print. If you open the print, you need to close the print now. Got
Okay,
it,
sir.
just
Okay, sir. Okay,
understood?
sir. Okay, sir.
And terminologies are very important here. So in the programming language, if you write like this, you call them as flower bracket.
Yes.
You call them as flower bracket. And if you write like this, square bracket.
Square brackets.
And if you write like this, you call them as parentheses. Okay, parentheses. Okay, now you can ask me one question like, sir, you are writing print A in the second line. Why can't you write like this print A, or why can't you write like this print A? Got my point? What I'm asking? Why you are only writing parentheses? Why you are not writing the square bracket? Why you are not writing the flower bracket? I already told you, every concept you will be having the rule. So if you want to write the print, you need to write parentheses only. That is the designing of the programming language. Let's say for example, if you buy a car, every car has their own design. So you can't judge the car like why this is here, why that is there. If you want to, you just drive the car, or else no need. So in the programming language also, if you want to use the print, you need to use the parentheses only. Okay, very simple. Now see in this what happens, as I told you, as I have written here very clearly, what first line will do. First line will save in the memory. Okay, done. That is very good. Saving in the memory, fine. Just let me write. First line will save in the memory. Okay. Second line print A. Print will go inside the memory. It will check where is A is A. So yes, A is here. A is here, and A is holding 1350. See, guys, how many outcomes you will get? That also important. First line saving in the memory. In the second line, print A. So print is going inside the memory. It is checking whether A is there or not. A is there. A is holding 1350, and that 1350 you are printing. 1350 you are printing. So first you will get 1350 here. In the next what type of A inside? Check the inside. Type of a type will go inside the memory. Yes, A is there. It will check whether A is there or not. Yes, A is there, and A is holding what? 1350. What is 1350? It is an integer. It is an integer. Type of A means what? Here what you are getting? Integer. So print integer. User want to print that integer. Whatever the result that is getting, user want to print. So here integer. So two prints, two outcomes. I'm telling you. Two prints, two outcomes that you should not forget. So now see, if I click on it, you can use this button to run, or else you can use the shift plus enter. Now see what is happening. So second line print A, it is printing 1350. Type of A, variable A is holding what data type? It is holding integer, yes or no? You can ask me, sir, why the class is coming? Why this class is coming? This I will be explaining you in the advanced Python concepts, where somewhere here I will tell you here. Don't worry about it. Guys, I hope everyone clear, like what is the basic thing, the relation between the data type and the variable. Okay, what
Yes,
is
sir.
the
Clear,
type?
sir.
Okay, now chalo, I will be telling you one more thing. Sir, can we can add only the integer into the memory? Can't we add anything? You can add anything. Let's say I will copy this thing. I will copy this code, Control C. I will paste it here, Control V. So in the place of 1350, I will write 25.55. Same concept. First line will go inside the memory. Okay, first line will go inside the memory. First line is saving in the memory something like 25.555. Okay. Second line, print A. Guys, one more question I just want to tell you. Here, I just forgot it. Come here, right here. I'm writing the code again. As of now, remove it. I'm going to write. Okay, I'm writing the same thing. Same code I'm writing. Okay. So first line will save in the memory, a equal to 1355. Second line print a. Okay, 1350 will be printed because you're calling type of a is holding integer, print integer. Okay, integer. Fine. This already we have seen. Let me run. You will get 1350 and integer. Fine. Now same code I am copying here. I am making it into 1000. I am making it into 1000. Okay. So now if I run this one, now if I run this particular box, see when you run this one, the box will run. Inside the box, you have 3 lines of code, line by line execution. If you run the box, line by line execution or 3 lines will run. First line will save in the memory. Okay. A 1000 you are giving to A. Okay, it will go inside the memory. According to the previous code, already A is there in the memory. According to the previous code in the memory, A equal to 1315 is there because you have run this one just now. Like you after running this one, you didn't shut down the laptop. No, so in the memory 1350 will be there. Now what happens? Tell me. Now again you are writing something like, again you are writing 1350 here. Like again you are writing A equal to 1000. So 1000 you want to save into the variable A. Okay, it is going into the memory, it want to save. But already A 1315 is there. What happens? Again A will create or it will overwrite.
It will override.
It will override, sir.
Yes, it will overwrite. So in the place of 1350, 1000 you are passing again new one. So 1000 will go there. 1000 will go there. Previously A is 1350. Now again you are writing A equal 1000. In the place of 1350, 1000 will go. Print A. What print A means? Like A is holding what? 1000. Now type of A means what? Integer. Simple. Now if you see, I will get 1000 and integer. I will get 1000 and integer. Done. Like this you can do anything. Like if you want float, see, if you want float, I will pass the float also. For example, if I copy paste here, if I write something, again you can write A. See, I will write 25.555. So according to the previous code in the memory, I have 13,000. According to the previous code, I have 1000. Now see, if I run this cell, this lines will run, which is in the cell. So first line will save in the memory 25.555. So already 1000 is there. So 1000 is going to replace with 25.555. Next print A means 25.555. Print type of it. Type of it is this also. See, now type will go inside the memory. It will check what the variable A is holding. Variable A is holding float. Float. So type of A means what? Float. Print float. Float will come. Print float. Now if I run it, see, if I run it, print A means number. Type of A means what? Float. Type of A means what? Float. Very, very simple. Like that you can pass the string also. Let's say I'm going to paste it here. Here what I will do, in between the quotes, let's say in between the quotes I will write data science. In between the quotes I will write data science. Now what happens? Now what happens? Now what happens? Same box, same memory box. A equal to data science. A equal to data science. First line saving in the memory. Already previously we have 25.555. It will override. Same variable means override. Print A means what? A means what? Data science will print. Type of A. Type of A will go inside the memory. It will check where A is holding what? A is holding string. So type of A means what? String. Print string. str. And if you see, when you are checking the type, you are going to get the nicknames only. I hope you observed. So string nickname is what? str. Float nickname float only. Integer nickname is what? Integer. So when you learn concept based, like if you learn in a very properly concept based, how many lines of code you write, you won't get anything. So if you won't understand the concept, if at least we write 10 lines, you will be getting confused and you will think the Python programming is hard. Python programming is very easy when you understand the concept. Now I just want to tell you one more point. With that I will close the section. What is the most important point that I want to discuss is, okay, come back here. So I have opened this file and I am playing this video in front of you. So the video is coming means this video is there in my hard disk. I downloaded my client has given this video. So I have saved in my download. So of course it will be in my hard disk. So if there is no, if the video is not in the hard disk, how it will play? Okay, the video is there in the hard disk. Fine, fine, very, very fine. Okay. Now what I'm going to tell is, what is the size of your hard disk? What is the size of your hard disk? Let's say, what is the size of your hard disk and how much size the video has occupied? How much size the video has occupied? For example, let's say 64 GB pen drive. You have copied a movie into the pen drive. Total size of the pen drive is 64 GB. Your movie size is how much? 2 GB or 3 GB? So like that, what is your hard disk size? What is your hard disk size? I think it won't be mentioned here, if I'm not wrong. You can so where we can check, sir, where we can check our disk sizes. Okay, so let's say disk manager. Go to the create something. You can go to the disk managers. Here you will be getting the complete information. Here you will be getting the total and the complete information. Okay, so how much sizes you are having, all the things you will be having, you will be getting the complete details. Okay, just go through your system. So my laptop definitely is having around, I think, 512 plus 512, I think. Okay, so here if you see, imagine my laptop is having 512 GB. 512 GB hard disk is there in my laptop. So in 512 GB hard disk, of course, 50 GB will be occupied by the operating system only. Like Windows 11 only will be there. Okay. Now remaining 450 is there. Remaining 450, what I'm saying is remaining 450, that video which I'm playing continuously from the starting of the class, that video, how much it is occupied? What is the size of the video? What is the size of the video? Let me go to the location. Go to the location. You right click on it. Go to the show more properties. Again, go to the properties, and here you will be getting what is the size. 24.3 MB. This video size. My hard disk is 512 GB. In 512 GB hard disk, it is occupying 24.3 MB. Okay, like that size will be there. Now what I'm going to ask is, when you are saving the data type into the variable and when it is saving in the memory, and when it is saving in the memory, it is saving on the temporary memory, on the RAM. So my RAM size is 16 GB. My RAM size is 16 GB. In the 16 GB, how much space this is occupying? Most challenging interview question. How much size a integer value will be occupied when it is saving into the memory? When it is saving into the memory. So I will tell you here. So let me write. A user, when he is writing a is equals to 1000, for example. So what happens? Of course, this will save in the memory from the starting of the section I'm telling you. So this is memory, which is nothing but a RAM. Okay, this one will save in the memory a equal to 1000. Why it is saving? Because you have the variable. Okay, 1000 is integer. Fine. My question is, this is there now. How much it is occupying? Imagine my RAM is 16 GB. So now how much it is occupying? Out of 16 GB, how much space it is occupying? This 1000. So which means what you have to understood is, if a user is saving a integer into a variable, which means if the user is saving a integer value into the memory, how much memory it occupies? It will be occupying integer. I'm telling you, integer will be occupying 4 bytes of memory. 4 bytes of memory, which means 1 byte means how much? 8 bits.
8 bits.
1 byte means 8 bits. So if you have, let's say, if you write around something like, if you write 4 bytes, if you write 4 bytes means, so 8 fours are how much? 32 bits.
32.
Okay, 8 fours are how much? 32 bits. Total 32 bits of memory. So which means if you want to save this 1000 temporarily into the memory out of 16 GB, 32 bits, I'm telling you, 32 bits of memory it will occupy. 32 bits it will occupy. So let's say, okay, sir, like if I write A is equals to 25.55, it is a float. Float also will saves in the memory, yes or no? Imagine I'm writing B, for example, B. So B is equals to 25.55. So if you want to save a float value into the memory, how much size it will occupy? Same story. Float also, same story. Float also occupies the same content, I'm telling you. In the place of integer, I will just write float. So what I can say is both integer and float will occupy 32 bits of memory only. 32 bits of memory only. That you need to keep it in mind. Okay, that you need to keep it in mind. Now let's say, what about string, Kamal? Let's say, for example, if I write A is equals to 20, suppose if A is equals to, I am writing Python. A is equals to Python. In between the quotes, I am writing Python. Of course, this will save in the memory. How it will save? A is equals to Python. Like this, it will save. Like this, it will save. Okay. But how much memory it occupies? So string, the string data type, I'm telling you, the string data type will be occupying, note it down, the string data type will be occupying 1 byte for every character, which means how many characters are there here in Python? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6 characters are there. So how much memory it is occupying? 6 bytes. So which means 6 into 8. How much? 6 8s are 48. 48 bits. 48 bits. So 48 bits of memory it is occupying temporarily. When you shut down, this will freeze out. This will freeze out. Don't worry, like from the morning 7 o'clock to evening 7 o'clock, if you sit and do continuously work also, it won't occupy 1 GB because it is in bits only. Bits need to be converted to bytes. Bytes need to be converted to kilobytes. Kilobytes will be converted into megabytes. Then it will be coming to gigabyte, which means GB. Okay, so if you continues to do 2 to 3 days also, 1 MB also will be not occupied on the RAM. Don't worry about it, but this concept you need to keep it in mind. How much memories will be occupied in the memory, in the RAM? How much space? Guys, understood about variables, data types, like integer, float, string, how much memories it will occupy, how to write the code for that. So basic things understood, all of you till here. If you have any queries, you can ask me till here. Let's say in the next section, I'm going to tell you tomorrow the most important concept, which is, sir, why every time you are writing A only? Why every time you are writing A? Do that mean you are trying to save your memory? So why? Because see, if you see here, A is equals to 100, I'm writing. Save memory. Again, A is, for example, again A is equals to, if I write 25.55, in the same memory, the value will be replaced. The size will be same, no? So are you trying to save the memory? No. So there will be some rules. If you want to create a variable, if you want to write a variable, there will be some rules to be maintained, I'm telling you. So if you want to write, there are certain rules you need to follow to write a variable. So those rules we will see tomorrow. Rules to create a variable. Okay, rules to create a variable, logics to be implemented before the operators concept. So this is complete. We'll see one after other. So till here in the data types, in the variables, anything, anywhere, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Meanwhile, what I will do is I will explain about the drive which I am going to share with you. So how I will maintain here is, let's say, so I will give today for today, I will give the drive access this one. Tomorrow I will maintain. Tomorrow I will maintain different folders for only for Python. I'm telling you, only for Python. So let's say, for example, See, imagine only for Python, I will maintain these many folders. Why? Because whatever the work that I'm doing, the code in front of you. So I will be writing the daily code in front of you. Those files will be here. For example, imagine today I discussed the data types concept. Okay, how many examples I can give? More than like I can give 3 to 4 examples. So after completing the class, lot of students, they will go to the internet and they will be collecting around 30 to 40 examples and they will be working. So instead of wasting time, what I have done is, long back when I have the free time, I created the materials already for the students. In the class, whatever the work that I am doing, it will be available in this folder. And same concept, for example, today if I'm teaching you variables, means same concept examples, a lot of examples will be available here. Daily classwork will be available here. Same concept examples will be available here. And also every concept ppts will be available. Every concept in Python ppts. Materials means what? Materials are nothing but the written things, whatever I'm writing on the sheets. So those things will be uploaded to the materials. And if there is any assignments, of course, after completing first 7 concepts, I will start giving the assignments will be maintained here. So like this your drive will be maintained. Okay. So but as of now, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to create just now. Tomorrow I will do. After completing the variables completely, I will start giving that. Where is that one? Somewhere. This one. So today in the group I will share this link. You can just, what you will do. So very simple. Imagine this is my drive link. So I just want to share with everyone. Okay, I will keep anyone copy. Okay. So when I share this particular link, in the WhatsApp chat, and if you click on that particular link, it will open like this. Okay, for you it will open like this, because inside this particular folder I have only one file. It will open like this. What you do, you double click on this file, it will open in your Google Drive, and you create your own file. I mean, you just create separate folder. For you, and there start learning, and there you start learning. So very simple. Or else if you want to download, you can download. But for you, whatever the work that you are doing, create a folder and there you work. Materials will be available here. Clear, guys, all of you? Any doubts still here? Any
Clear,
doubts?
sir. Clear, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Okay, if there is anything, you can just ping me in the chat. I mean, in the WhatsApp. We'll be connecting there. Okay, see you tomorrow, same time. Bye bye.